Hello everybody, Sunday Adelaja here. I'm back to talk about reconstructing Nigeria and Nigerians. We have to reconstruct Nigerians before we could reconstruct Nigeria. Not restructuring, but reconstructing Nigeria. Well, today's topic is, where is Nigeria in human development indexes, or sometimes people call it human capital indexes. So human capital indexes is the measurement of how well and how organized a country makes use of the ability of their individual citizens, so that each citizen will perform and create value through his or her competencies and through our knowledge and expertise. So it's a measure of how well the country has maximized the potential of each citizen, whereby that citizen is producing to contribute to the national development and advancement of that country. So a high human capital index will say that the management of human capital will indicate the management of human capital in that country, how well the country is managing human capital. That is, so that means, for example, if we have 200 million people in Nigeria, the human capital index or human development index will show how much Nigeria has maximized each person's potential. But in a country where 50% of the people are not even educated, we have already lost out on 50% of our people. So you cannot even be talking about maximizing their potential where they have not even been discovered. They cannot even write or read. They cannot even read or write. So we are already lagging. We are already lost out. So it's as good as we don't have 200 million people. It's like, it's only the people who are really educated, truly educated in our country, they are just about 20%, maybe. And 20% is just about 40 million people. So, and 40 million people have to be carrying the weight and the burden of 200 million people. So we're in trouble. So where does Nigeria stand on the scale of human capital development? So now, according to the United Nations, human capital development is categorized into 4 groups. This is from their, they do this human development capital program all the time. So what are those 4 groups of human capital development that we have in the world? Now, the first group is countries with very high human capital development. That is the first category of countries. There are a group of countries that have very high human capital development. Then there is the second group of people that have high, not very high. The difference is very and high. The second group of people are people who have high human capital development, while the third group of countries, these are countries, sorry, the third group of countries has medium human capital development. And then the least group of countries in the world are countries with low human capital development. Okay, now, the first one is very high human capital development, countries with very high human capital development. The second group of countries are countries with high human capital development. Then the third group of countries are countries with medium human capital development. And the fourth one is countries with low human capital development, with only about 50% of people who just know how to read and write, and 20% of people who are truly educated in Nigeria. Your guess is as right as mine that Nigeria belongs to a very low human capital development countries. We are in that kind of group of people. We are in the least group, and in that group, there are 200 countries in the world. And out of those 200 countries in the world, Nigeria is number 52, least in the bottom of the countries with high human capital development. So we're even behind countries like Tanzania, Angola, Kenya, Swaziland, Gabon, Botswana. All those countries are far above Nigeria in the human capital development. So, and we are talking about God coming to help us develop our country. That's a joke. We need to begin to pay attention to developing every individual Nigerian, to begin to, put information, put knowledge, put wisdom, put understanding, put enlightenment to every Nigerian, to let every Nigerian be developed, to help every Nigerian develop his or her human capital resources, human resources. That is the beginning of the nation. If we cannot even, develop and tap into the potential of every every citizen of the country. What we are not building a country. The capacity of the country is being wasted. So that is what we need. We need to begin to take responsibility ourselves, because some of the things that Nigerians do is that we just point our accusing finger at the government, that the government is not doing this, the government is not doing this. No, what I'm thinking is that every one of us should take responsibility to helping develop the human capital development, the mental capacity, the knowledge, the understanding, the wisdom of our people, to begin to reorient the mindset of our people, to begin to give them education, to begin to teach them responsibility, to begin to teach them values, and to begin to influence the people that are in your sphere of influence. If every one of us will begin to help people in our own sphere of influence, begin to educate people, help people to get not just school education, but life education, if we are going to be helping people to get expertise and competence and begin to teach people skills, then we are developing our country that way. And especially the youth, if we help them to go to school, if we help them to discover who they are, if we help them to develop personal development and to enlighten them about their inner capacity, about what their potential is, what their calling is, then if we help them to teach them to take responsibility for their countries, that is how we are all helping the government to build a better country. Like JFK says, the president of Nigeria, of US in the 60s, he said, don't ask what your country could do for you, ask what you could do for your country. Now, Nigerians are always talking about our natural resources and about our all the potential that we have. We have mineral resources, natural resources. That is not natural resources or mineral resources that develop a country. The world has changed. Those days are gone. What develops countries now is human capital resources. How much of those resources we have? We have a lot of potential. We are 200 million, but can you imagine if all the 200 million will be developed to be on the level of education like Europeans are? Then we'll be the greatest country in the world. And that's what we should be paying attention to. That's what our focus should be on, to help to everybody get, to develop their human capital resources. And let's take responsibility for 10 people. Even if it is 10% of people who are educated in our country, who are truly educated and who have developed their own human capital resources, let's take on 10 people each. By the time we take on 10 people each, we'll be able to get the whole of Nigeria to be developed. Let's take it on ourselves rather than waiting on the government, so that we will be able to come out of this backwardness and lack of civilization that our country is in now. For the love of God, church and nation. Peace.